I move like I'm nameless. Cause I only come for the money bags and I don't really wanna be famous, man. You know what's up? You know what's up? You know pretend, you know that lie, you know the game. You know what's up?
The weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Today, we've got a good Week 5 match.
You spent your whole life trying to blow up, but Elohim never had time for donuts. The beat go ham, no time for cold cuts. The game like big fish came to Jonah. Yeah, I'm still independent. They sold 1 million records, yeah. Used to be on my checklist. Big diamonds don't need a necklace. Look, we built the sound like it's double speed Tetris. I cannot build without God in it. We built the sound, you can't copy this. I never brag, it's just confidence. I never rap for your compliments. I wrote this one for the indie grind. If you ain't signed on the dotted line, can't buy my soul with no dollar signs. The industry so full of troglodytes. I don't follow trends. Run it up. Say that with my chest. Run it up. No, I will not bend. Run it up. Game time in it. Game time. I don't follow trends. Say that with my chest. I will not bend.
The weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Buffalo Bills and the Atlanta Falcons. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Here we go. Smash. Ready?
Starting the drive with Algier. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Well, this defense for the Bills, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there at 22.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory as they're down to the 29-yard line. Looking to throw. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Jeff Smith, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. They said that they wanted to get him involved early, and what a way to cap their opening drive, Charles. We know he's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, and he showcased it on that play.
And when you have a guy like that, you want to make sure the defense sees him early, right? You want to see how they're going to adjust, how they're going to try and guard him, because they can't replicate his speed in practice unless they've got one of the few guys who are as fast as he is. And all it took was one drop. He burned him, and I don't think it's the last time they called his number in this one.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Allen. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st down, Allen. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. To throw, it's Allen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one. Force the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that.
Yeah, he said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4.
That 1st down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Out quickly to Judy. And they work this out past the 25. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
Someone's sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the 1st down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They're going to look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. He's got it at the 15. Touchdown, Falcons.
Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Koo now for the point after. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Meanwhile, Allen's throw going to be caught by Davis. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Back to the same target, Campbell. And the Bills are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run with Hines. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Nyheim Hines. He has career touchdown number 78, tying it with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Bills have cut it back within a score. Extra point right down the middle, and that'll make our score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. So for this offense, Charles, remember drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in the touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful with this one.
Here we go, ready. Ready.
2nd and 1. Setting up the screen, here's Algier. And he is going to lose yardage here. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Well, sometimes despite the best planning, the defense actually has a plan as well, and they blanketed everyone on that play. They were able to close it down and spill him for a loss.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. He's got the first down. He's got a big game going right now. Already over 100 yards receiving in this first half alone.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
On 1st and 10, it's Algier. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. The Falcons had 2-2 through the first 4 weeks of the season. They were losers their last time out. Trying to get back in the win column, but obviously not an easy task here in a hostile environment.
Yeah, always tough to win away from home. But sometimes what you do is you use these types of games as bonding experiences and carry that into the contest.
And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 32-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, The alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They're going for a receiver there. Already has one touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, every point certainly counts at this stage of the game. But after driving so far, you absolutely know they want to finish it with 6 instead of 3.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got a man. It's Judy complete. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Bills are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. CD, when he went to throw that, I'm not sure if he just didn't see where the defense was. Whatever the case, not the throw you're looking for on 1st and goal.
Not at all, because, look, let's face it, that close to the goal line, if you throw an interception, is going to hurt on any down. But really, the only down you can kind of live with is if you do it on 4th down. The first 3, if you don't have it wide open, just get rid of it. Make sure they can't get it, and live to fight another down. 1st and goal, and you throw the pick, not good at all.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Allen from the gun on 3rd down. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching their bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. Well, their defense got him the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brand, I almost expect you to come in like an auctioneer. We got 2, we got 2. We'll try here 3. Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Here's Hines. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They'll send a receiver in motion left. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Diggs going in motion right. This is Hines. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards. yards to pick up the first. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Now Allen. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number one. And his kick here is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Quality coverage that time to slow down what's been the main source of offense against them thus far. Got to find a way to slow down that ball in the air.
The Falcons send out their punter. Back deep, Nyheim Hines. Taken from just outside the 30. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play there. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. 2nd and 2. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Ridder and the Falcons need an answer and a big play here on 3rd and long following the sack. Now back to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. The Falcons send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And how about this, a fake? And this is caught, and the gamble pays off. They get the first. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Bills trail here, but they will get the football first as we are back underway on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
All in all, pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this third quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first 2 quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, and obviously, Charles, it would be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over, I don't know how you make up a deficit.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Now it's Hines. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. It's a pickup of 17 on that one and a Bills first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
J.C. Horn up to make the tackle.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Allen going to throw. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
That sack courtesy of the effort of Hassan Reddick.
The passing game's been struggling a bit today, and that was the latest example. Haven't been getting much yardage out of it, and now on his back after the last play, he faces 3rd and long.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Completes it to Davis. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. They run with Hines, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They run again with Hines. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
56. Alert.
Diggs going in motion right. On 3rd down, it's Hines. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
So they're going for it, and here's Allen. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons' offense at the line. Well, they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that. But the rushing game, almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Hey, hold still. Ready?
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. Looking here for Smith downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Bills will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. Hines, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
When people talk about plays being blown up, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's Exhibit A for physical play.
Allen. Got an open man. That's Campbell. A big play here for Buffalo. And even 40 yards.
I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one better than 20 miles an hour. Allen's throw taken in by Diggs. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll run for it with Hines. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. A new lease on life after the 4th down conversion. Here's 1st and 10. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Out to the left, he's got his tight end Knox. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. And meanwhile, Allen's throw here taken in by Knox. Touchdown! Dawson Knox, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Bills have taken a 4th quarter lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 17-14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. A fairly short kick from the 14. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Here we go.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And the pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. And they need their best drive of the game right here. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they throw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll send the tight end in motion left. Back to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
He's back to throw. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Ready. Strike. Check. Strike.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
Well, so far this game has gone the way the defensive coordinator had hoped. They've dictated things. They've not let him run the ball very well at all. They gave up a nice game there. I doubt it'll back off their confidence. They've played so well throughout this entire game.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to tie things up in the final minute.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So a big kick to get this back to even. Now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? As another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get into overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you. But you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
The extra point splits the uprights, and they will take a 7-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Pulls it in at the 13.
And he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line.
Okay, right.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. There are 1-2 plays and they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But you also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
He'll look to throw. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ballgame. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Oh, that's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football?
because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they'll try and burn some clock with a sneak. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. So I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure. Well, I think the effort was there, but sometimes the defense is just a little bit better. No gain on the quarterback sneak, no place to go.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner. Although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So for Buffalo, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco.